me set this up now. Last year I filmed one of these episodes also on my way to the All League meeting, and I remember feeling that it was a good one. Didn't go back and listen to it or anything, but I remember feeling like I got a lot off my chest and a lot of personal clarity, and here we are like a year later, and I feel like we had an even better season with a different cast of characters, but we got second this year, and we were a couple swings away from being in a position where we could have won one of those rivalry matches. The other one we weren't really in ever. We scraped out one win, but it's kind of how these rivalries go. You're hard pressed to get swept that often. So we lost in 5, and then we lost in 4. We won in 5, and we won in 4 versus the other rival. We got second. We went 8-2. Champs went 9-1, and third place, the other rival, went 7-3. And we got second, and I'm going to put up one of my guys for MVP of the league, even though we got second, if we're voting this year. But I'm just kind of going with the what am I trying to say? I'm doing it so I can acknowledge what a great season this kid has had, and he played exceptional in two positions, and probably was the best middle blocker in the league, but we needed him elsewhere, so we had to move him out to the pin, and I believe he became the second best outside, and but I don't imagine he'll get it, but I'd like to at least have him be recognized, and so I would feel kind of bad if I didn't offer that up, just in case. Maybe they'll want to share it. I don't know. The kid, he will probably get it, is in 10th grade, and he'll get it the next 2 years also. And I'm trying to figure out a nice way of working that into the conversation. But anyways, 305 kills isn't nothing to sneer at. 140 in league, and I'm sure the other kid has more gaudy numbers, but that's what I'm going to do, and then I think our other guys will probably fall into. And if he doesn't, him and the other 2 guys will get first team, and my other 2 guys will maybe get second team, and if not, one of the first team guys will fall. But it's kind of more fun than it used to be going to these meetings at the end. But yeah, it has slowed down a little bit the last 3 weeks, but the beginning of this month, the beginning of April, we played 9 matches in 11 days, and then we played 1 match in 11 days, and then we haven't played in a week. Tomorrow's gonna be a week. Tomorrow? Yeah, we played last Tuesday, so now we haven't played for a week, and by the time we play, will be Friday or Saturday, so that will be another, I don't know, quite a long time. And I can tell some of the kids are getting a little fatigued mentally with all this, but we fell into a pretty reasonable division, probably the lowest one that I've ever coached us in, and I'm trying not to get too excited while also being excited, but I mean, this feels like our best opportunity for a banner since that 21 season when I helped with the girls program. And that one, we just kind of, looking back, we were just so reliant on pretty much 2 kids and half of another kid, and we had no middle attack, and our blocking was not even close to being efficient. So we were just relying on tough serving and the production of 2.5 kids, and we just ran into a team that was better defensively and about as good as us, and they kind of came out on the winning end of a 5-setter that we battled back to, and I think we lost 12-15, but we were down like, I want to say 14-6 or something, and so we came pretty far back. It was pretty tight. But this year, yeah, our serving's been pretty decent. We had, let's see, my top service ace guy was 66 on the season, and the next one was 37. He probably missed like 67. But I don't know, I was just running a bunch of the stats, getting them ready for this little meeting, which it feels like I probably, like, I don't want to say wasted it, because it was actually pretty cool looking back at all the numbers, but I don't know if it's really going to matter. The eye test of these 2 kids. One of them's, he's younger, but he's just been playing a lot longer and at the position that he dominates at. And my kid kind of just moved over in the middle of March. Like, yeah, pretty much like maybe 4 weeks ago. I'd say about 5 weeks ago. So for about a month and a week, he's been doing a completely different position and going pretty gangbusters at it too. But I feel like he's not deserving really of it, and so yeah, I think I just wanted to recognize him, and I know he'll be on the first team, but I'm not sure how to broach the subject. Is that what I mean? Or like, I want him to be yeah, I'd love them to vote on it, but I kind of don't want him to win, because the other kid is probably more deserving and probably works harder too. It seems like he wants to win more too, but also it's like, I think there's something to said for, you know, wanting to support your guy, and he's my guy, and we played a 5-setter that was just very, very tightly contested, and he brought himself back in that match. And then the match we lost to the other rivalry team, I feel kind of was my fault, because we were doing senior night that night, and it was very disjointed and unorganized, and the mics didn't work, and we were just kind of like lagging on time, and I think that kind of put a whole stale funk into the air, and we were just not on our game that night, unfortunately. And we had found some success the previous couple of years on senior night against the rival schools, but not a third year in a row. So that is kind of what I'm trying to say, is that, yeah, I don't know. I wonder if I'm just gonna like back out of the whole thing and just not even like pipe up when asked. The more I think about it, it kind of feels rude even to throw him up there. But yeah, I think also I had convinced myself that it was a good idea to put him up there and make him be a guaranteed lock for first team and make him slide down. That might have been it. It's whatever. People will be upset or they won't, or they vote for him or they won't. But it will be what it will be. And like I said, this kid from the other school is going to win it the next 2 years. He's going to go on and play in Division I if he wants to. He's pretty damn good. So I kind of hate to rob him of an award that he could win in his sophomore year, but also I think he's going to get it in the next 2 years as well. So 2 is still good, right? My guy's a senior, and he's going to go on and maybe not even play volleyball anymore. Or he's going to try and walk on at his place that he's going, which is, volleyball royalty, where he's going, as far as I'm concerned. And as far as everyone would say if you ask them. But yeah, I think I just want to casually throw him up there, just kind of as a way to recognize his accomplishments this season and taking on a pretty substantial role, moving from a 3 rotation player to a 6 rotation player, and maintaining the bulk of the offense in a new position, which is not easy to do. So that's where I'm headed right now, and the days have just been they've just been falling off the calendar, dude. I feel like April went by so quickly with that 9 matches we had in the beginning, and then my daughter had her birthday. She turned 6, and then it was Easter, and now here we are, and finished up our last league match a week ago today, and we're not going to play our match is not going to be until May, which is going to be like the end of the week. But yeah, it's been flying, and just work, running. It's like running, get the kids up, get them off to their daycare and school, and then go run, and then shower, and go to work, and then go to practice, and be home to see the kiddos for a little bit. And my wife we see each other for a couple hours and sleep, and then wake up and do it again. And I guess if that is like a it's a pretty full day, I'd say. But they're just, you get in a routine like that, and it's going. And I've been chasing down my my improvement mileage of each month, and I was on track to hit it if I ran little over 7 miles Saturday and Sunday, but I got lazy and I didn't. I just stayed up too late on Friday and didn't go for it. And then it was raining on Saturday morning, so that I gave myself you'll do it. You'll do it in the afternoon. I just do it late at night, which lately I have not been. And there was like a black bear like a few weeks ago near in someone's ring cam, like near my kid's school, and that was kind of scary to see it so close. Came down from the mountains, and then they saw it at the college nearby, and then they saw it like 30 miles down the freeway, or down the and then they saw him at the beach, and then it sounds like somebody hit him with their car. And so, but yeah, there was like a bear. There's a bear around, and so I got a little apprehensive about running in the wee early mornings, like in the darkness. So I haven't really done any like 4 a.m. runs since then. It's just been after I drop the kids off and going. So I'm not getting to work like around 10 or so. And it's just not allowing me a ton of time to do a ton of work. And it's not grinding at home at work either. I'm just feeling a little bit just tired. Tired from all the volleyball, and then trying to do the volleyball, and then go and do another 2 or 3 hours of work at night, and I just don't have haven't had the discipline to go do it, or the discipline to get up at 4 o'clock and do the work, which I should really do that instead. I should work from 4 to 6:45, which I was doing okay at, like, trying to get stuff done between 5 and 7, but I just got lazy with that too, and it's just you're your own kind of worst enemy, and then I just don't end up sleeping as much. Like last night was maybe like 10:30 to like, I don't know, 4 or something, but I just laid there and watched TV on my phone. I've definitely been getting up early, but watching a whole mess of volleyball games on my phone instead of like working out, which I know I could do both, but it just doesn't seem super like moral, I guess, really. Maybe that's what I'm understanding. I guess slow down so much, but yeah, I'm just feeling like we did fairly well with our fundraiser, and I feel like I was gonna have to cover very much like volleyball stuff. That's another thing. It's like you get kind of lazy, and I'll pay for stuff out of my own pocket, and then tell myself I'm like gonna reimburse myself, but I forget half the time and end up spending some of my own money on volleyball stuff, and it's just like weird gray area that like I'm okay. Like I should be more worried about making enough money in my own like job, but because volleyball doesn't provide very much. Just a little stipend, and but it's worth it morally. It feels good to be passionate about something, and I think as much as I was complaining about being burnt out and like just all the seasons running together, I do feel like this season has been getting better. Like we've continually gotten better week after week, and I've just been doing an okay job of pinpointing some few little specific details of the game that we can keep trying to work at each day, and not feeling super like it's a super boring practice. Although I like the boring practices, I could serve and pass for 2 hours and be totally content at just helping the players just grind at the mundane part of the game, which is serving and passing where you can't hide. And I forgot I wasn't gonna be there all day today as I'm going to this meeting, so I didn't want to start the practice with a big spiel about no hiding from serving and pass. I'll save that for tomorrow or Wednesday. But yeah, the amount of volleyball I watched over the weekend, when my kids were asleep, not when they were awake. Like we were spending time together. But like serving it at the right time and being able to pass a quality ball at the right time, or even just pass a ball that goes forward that the setter can set somebody you can get a swing on is so crucial. And numerous sets ended with service errors, which is hard to do when you want to ride that line of competitive serving versus just serving it in. But I'm starting to lean back to more just serving it in is at the right time. It's such a crucial skill mentally to have that you just gotta lollipop one over from time to time just to keep the other team like frustrated that they have to keep passing a ball and find someone to put it down. And it's easier it's easier to convince yourself it's important to serve really, really aggressively and competitively at the men's college level, where the ball control is so good. But I think at the division that we're about to compete in for the playoffs, I think our ability to serve the ball in and see what the other team's passing situation is going to be more crucial than we think. I think our ability just to keep the pressure on the other team, to make them pass their way out of their frustration-laden rotations is going to be something to focus on, and to just keep it in their ear that we can gear back the competitiveness, and just we're getting to be a better defensive team and a better offensive team. So let's give ourselves a few more opportunities by serving it in a few more times. That sounds pretty good. And I'm not saying everybody float serve and try to make everyone in, but even the jump servers have started to gear back their follow through a little bit more and just roll in a more 70%er, and I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with letting the players play and letting them have more of a say in the match at hand. And I mentioned this in my Lose Cast, the last one, which was actually a fun episode because we won. But typically those Lose Casts are named that such because I've lost so many times in those rivalry matches, and it is what it is. They're rivals because they're difficult to win at, difficult places to win, and difficult situations and teams to be victorious against. Shoot, I forgot what I was gonna say about that Lose Cast. Oh, just letting the players enjoy their match, and not inserting myself into the whole situation as much, taking less timeouts, or letting them be the lead person in wanting a timeout, and not making it so much about myself, but making it more about them, and letting them it's a game. One team plays the other team, and I can sub kids in and out, and I can take timeouts, and I can holler at them, and I can try to narrate the entire game, and I can try and ride every point, and felt like put that extra pressure on them, or I can say less and clap more, or just stand and smile and enjoy the fruits of their labor, because they've practiced hard. They've let us talk a lot in practice, and now I can just let them enjoy their time to compete. And we played 3 rivalry matches in a week and a half. In that, of those 9 matches in 11 days, 3 of them were rivalry matches, and we beat the same rival twice, and we lost to that other rival, which ended up getting first place. But I feel like the 2 matches we won, I wasn't so much on edge. I was just kind of enjoying and letting them have the moment and have the match. And then that one on senior night, I was a little too snippy and invested in it, and it just felt like I couldn't press the right buttons. And at a point, I realized it's not really what I am doing a lot. It's what mood they're in. Are they ready to compete every single night, or were they checked out from the first point? And sometimes, unfortunately, you can kind of tell from the first point what it might be like. And sometimes you get proved wrong, which is nice. They come out of their funk and they turn it around, or the other team implodes or something. But and the last rivalry game was on the road at And yeah, I did not say very much at all that night, and waited on a lot of the timeouts, and just tried to enjoy and have a positive outlook on the whole thing, and realize that they probably want to win just as much as I do, and they're pretty focused, and they're playing pretty hard, and we came out and we lost a set that we were down pretty far, and we came back and actually had opportunity to win that one too, and we didn't, but we got some momentum back in. We won that one in 4, and that one felt really good. I don't think I had won versus that team in that gym in 7 years. And before that, I hadn't won there in 2 years. And I think those are the 3 times we've won there. Won there 3 times. 16, 18, and 25. On the girls' side, I think we've won there a few more times, but we've won there 3 times, and at home, I think we've beat them maybe 3 or 4 times also. The very first in 2014, and I feel like in 2018, maybe only 2 times, maybe 3 times. That's it. And that's kind of, I think that kind of wears on you also after all these years, is I'm just talking about one rival, and I've only beat him 6 or 7 times in 12 seasons. So it's not as easy to come by as you'd think, and I guess it makes them that much sweeter, and also letting them have the glory of it all. We won last year too. 24, 23, 24, maybe 24 and 18, 16 and 14, maybe 4 at home, maybe 1 more at home than away. I am just nerding out on wins and losses, but I'm realizing it's okay to use the term nerd out on something that you're into, that I think about and ponder, and I scrolled over 23 matches worth of statistics yesterday and today. Excuse me. And I didn't even do everyone's, but it was fun. It was fun thinking about my setter accumulating 729 assists in a season. Because when you say a number like that, it's pretty big. Just to think about just the amount of times you do something, or you practice something, or our guy that I'm putting up got over 300 kills in a season. That's pretty cool. Anyways, I don't even know how to broach the subject and not come off I don't want to say douchey, but I guess I just shouldn't worry so much. I'm really not. I think if anyone knows, how deserving this kid is of praise, it would be, ironically, the coach of the first place team, who was my assistant coach last year for the last 2 seasons, and that's just making it a little bit more interesting. But it is what it is. That's where I'm going. And the other thing that kind of trips me out about all this is how much nobody really cares that much about all this. These are just people and names and numbers going into, I don't know, a little section of the world. And the volleyball community is pretty small, as it's not the most popular sport in America by far. And people want to say that it's gaining steam, and maybe it is, but it seems like pretty difficult for it to ever surpass baseball, basketball, or football, or soccer. And I'm sure I'm probably leaving out 3 or 4, but luckily I was born in a town where it is fairly popular, and saying that is still like a lot of boys don't even find out about it until high school. And like this kid has only been playing since his freshman year. He played frosh, and then he got moved up to varsity, and then he started playing club, and so he's still fairly young to the sport. And I'm pretty proud of how far he came in 4 years. And not for nothing, because he played club and he worked hard and he battled through like injuries and like deserves it. Just didn't get first place is all. Yeah. Get first place. And maybe I shouldn't even go on and on with all the statistics and stuff. Maybe just like, yeah, he's our guy, and pretty proud of the season he put together and the numbers he put up. And I was wondering if he could be considered for the MVP, and you think that he deserves it more than the other kid, maybe vote for him. And they both are deserving. It's up to you guys. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Like I said, this other kid's gonna dominate for the next 2 years. Go on to the next level pretty hard. Yeah. And another thing is my daughter has started playing at the very, very, very beginning levels. And she's still trying to figure out how to make her feet and her arms work in a way that's conducive. And I'm doing my best not to try to practice with her every single day. But I'm just trying to let her enjoy her little volleyball space. And she's just practicing once a week. She's in 4th grade. Once a week for an hour and a half. And the woman that's her coach is a former head coach at a college in town, and she was there for 12 years, I believe. She also has a young daughter that's on the team, and so I'm super stoked that she's in a situation where she can enjoy something like that, and she wants to. And it's not because I'm like pushing her to, but we just found a little clinic for her to do, and she liked it. And then we spent like $300 for her to be in this little team and league, and they had a little quote unquote tournament like a couple weeks ago, and it was super fun to watch her, and for her to be part of a team and part of a situation like where she's working with others and making friends. And I think that's the part she enjoyed the most, was the time between matches where she got to run around with her teammates, and they got Gatorade and snacks and stuff, and just be little kids. And she's gonna be 10 in a couple months, and my little one's gonna be 4 in about 3 weeks. And like I said, my middle child, she just turned 6. So life is not slowing down. It's only getting quicker as they start doing volleyball and soccer, and they're doing after school like hip hop, dance, and art, and what else did she do? Like ceramic stuff. Yeah. That's why everything's going so quickly. Our kids are busy. I tell myself it's okay. It's okay to just like sacrifice a little bit of sleep and a few $100 here and there to enjoy my wife and my kids and my family a little bit more. So, like my last 3 paychecks have not been very impressive at all, and okay with that, as I really don't need them to be that exceptional. Well, I'm fortunate that I'm in a situation where I do get help, and I'll try my best to provide the same help for my kids too in the future. And I'm feeling older. I'm feeling a little more tired. And so it's been easier to convince myself I don't have to grind as hard, because it's okay to slow down and enjoy your life a little bit more. That's coming from someone that's like a homebody, and we don't do a whole hell of a lot. Like I don't have this desire to be out of the house every single day and like utilizing every free moment I have to provide my kids the most like intense and like awesome, like I wish I did, but I just don't. I think I'm just a little too content to just recharge my batteries and let my kids do the same. And it's been something I've kind of gone back and forth with over the years, beating myself up about it and then telling myself that it's okay. But I mean, it's hard to change, and I don't have a million friends, and my social life is kind of revolved around volleyball, as most of my time that's kind of carved out for myself. I don't know how to say it, but it takes time. Volleyball is what I meant. It's time consuming activity, and so I kind of don't really feel like I have the right to ask to go to Vegas for the weekend with some of my buddies, or go golfing or whatever without my kids, as I spend so much time with volleyball that when I don't have it, I feel like it's necessary to be with them. And kind of like, why would you have kids if you don't want to spend any time with them? So and all the hours in the day. And I mean, don't get me started on my house and the vegetation growing around it, and how I need to be cleaning that up too, which I do enjoy. It's just hard to find the time to do that also. And maybe this summer, maybe that's what I'll do for an hour in the morning before everyone gets up, especially since it's going to be light out at like 5:30 or so. Maybe I'll pull some weeds early, then go running, or run and then pull weeds. One of those. Yeah. I am getting a little bit better at managing my time and being efficient with it. Not exceptional, but better and better, I'd say, as the years go by. And just like I've figured out a few things, coaching wise in my 12th year, which you hope you figure all that out in the first 6 or so, let's say half of that. But for me, like, it was just it's become so apparent as I've had a couple of great assistant coaches around me this year that it's so important to connect with all your players, like on a personal level first before, and not just let the connection between you guys be volleyball. And I have never done a great job of that. I think I've kind of shied away from that over the years just because I'm an introvert and I don't want to spend like extra time, as I've kind of convinced myself that I already do too much volleyball anyways, but I can spend more time in practice and at tournaments and matches just developing that connection. And I've made a little better effort to do that this year. Still not the best, but it took a couple of my recent assistant coaches that just I've noticed and watched them, and it's paid dividends, definitely. Some haven't, and that's okay too. But maybe that's more consistent with like being a father also. And I don't know if don't feel like I'm quite old enough to be like a father figure, but older brother more so. Then again, I am going to be 42 next January. That's another thing. I've been viewing myself as 42 when I really just turned 41 in this last January, which was only 3 months ago. I'm not sure why mentally I've already moved on to another age. That's odd. And it kind of occurred to me that I'll be 50 in 8 years and 9 months, which seems outrageous because I still feel so mentally immature or closed off or just tunnel vision on the few things that I'm into, and I've not really branched out to a lot of other places. And it seems odd to be this, I don't know, is it childlike? Or, I mean, immature has such a negative connotation. Like, I feel like I'm fairly responsible. I just don't think I'm very, not very, like, cultured of the world. Meaning I don't really invest my time into politics. And I don't really, that's probably it. Politics and, like, civic issues and what's going on around town. I kind of just keep it moving and stay in my own little bubble and branch out as my kids have gone to do different, like, sports and stuff and the stuff that are attached to those. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't really like doing stuff. You know what I mean? Like thinking about the weekend and there's a like seafood festival. That sounds it sounds like I gotta figure out where to park and then where to go and then what to eat, and then that's the most fun part. And then, like, when are we gonna go? It seems like a waste of a life to want to just be, sedentary or just sitting and enjoying. But maybe that's it. Maybe I just want to figure out the most comfortable way to go to different places to be sedentary and enjoy. Like I'm really like the idea of camping, but I haven't been too many times with my kids, and I'd like to go camp and be by ourselves, like find a beautiful green meadow in the middle of Idaho that you're allowed to camp on, and then we camp there and we set up shop and we're the only ones out there for like a week, and it'd be safe. That sounds extraordinary. But I don't know if my kids want to do that as much, and I don't know if I would like that as much, as I'm like so addicted to my cell phone, but maybe being out there and not having the luxury of having that be available is the important part of that, and be able to go running and enjoy the fresh air, and maybe there's like a stream that you can go jump in, and then maybe hiking, and then you can just lay there, just kind of stare up at the sky and not worry about what time it is, because you don't got anywhere to go because you're in Idaho for a week. Yeah, that sounds fun. And saying that and then executing that, those are two very different things. But yeah, I definitely dream a lot. I definitely use the phrase "I wish" a lot. And yeah, I think there's a lot more people that do more than just say "I wish" or "I bet" or "that would be." Yeah. My brother's, he's more of a doer. I'm more of a content type of dude. But that's okay, but I mean, I aspire to do more things. That would be... excuse me. But I think I made it to my destination, and about 20 minutes early, as you can never judge the traffic. And then, shoot, by the time I get in there, maybe about 10 minutes early or so. Buddy got married out here, and we stayed at this hotel. It's good times. I like thinking, and I like daydreaming about stuff like that, like the whole green meadow in the middle of Idaho. Like, sounds awesome. Will it become a reality one day? Like, that would be pretty cool. But even just this little green meadow here in the side of the freeway looks pretty lush. I think I just want to be more okay with just being outside, helping my kids be outside and enjoying. I think that's kind of something that's kind of fell to the wayside in recent years because of the internet, dude. Unfortunately, that's just what I think.